If you are on Bhutagni, on an elemental fire, you don't have to light a lamp in your life, you don't have to do a yajna or a homa, you don't have to worship, you don't have to enter a temple. I'm not saying you should not, I'm saying you need not. Because once the elemental fire is on, your existence itself. Fire is of different kinds. Life is fire. It's the fire of the sun which is life here. That fire can manifest in the system as Jatharagni. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? If you are hungry, that is Jatharagni, the fire of the belly and the fire of the groin. If Jatharagni is on and if this is fulfilled, only then the groin fire will burn. One who is not eaten is not bothered about sexuality. Only one who is eating well is concerned about these things. So these are the two same things. This is called as Jatharagni. If you transform this, Agni means fire. If you transform this, it can become Chittagni. You became intellectually sharp, suddenly you have lost interest in sexuality, food, and everybody is interested in what's cooking, who is going there, who is going here. You are not interested because your intellectual fire is on. Have you noticed this? At least in somebody. So this is known as Chittagni. Once Chittagni is on, you will have to remind them when to eat. You have to remind them, you're married, man, your wife is waiting, you better go home. Should I? Just one more thing. Because Chittagni is on. This Chittagni can be transformed into Bhutagni. Bhutagni means elemental fire is on. A yogi is on elemental fire. You have heard of yogis going underground and being buried for some time, breathless, heartbeatless, yogis consuming this, that, consuming mercury, consuming venom, all these things, just to show off that they're yogis. Because if you are not, you will be dead. Unless your Bhutagni is on, you can't play with the elements. There is something else called Sarvagni. We will not go to that right now. These three dimensions, Jatharagni, everybody has to some extent. Chittagni, if it becomes intellectually on. Intellect is like fire. If it's on, it's really like fire, it lights up your space. Do you see, even in the comic books and other things, somebody got an idea like a light bulb. Because when the intellectual fire is on, suddenly there is light. You can even make it heat because the fire is on. Now, if you have the elemental fire on, it is cool, but it's as hot as the sun. This is cool fire. This is of a different nature. Once you know the elemental fire or the Bhutagni, you have mastery over the life process. You will choose how to be born, how to live, how to die or not die. You will face these three kinds of people. People who are just burning immense Jatharagni, wanting to eat, wanting to possess, wanting to copulate, wanting to conquer, immense Jatharagni, big people. And you will find some other people with phenomenal Chittagni. Their intellect is such they're able to see things that nobody else can see right now. Their intellect is such that they're seeing things what people will see 1,000 years later. What ordinary people will see 1,000 years later, they're seeing it now because Chittagni is on. There are other people who have Bhutagni, who have complete mastery over their life. When to be born, how to be born, how to live, when to die, even the very choice of life and death has come into their hands. These three types of people you will meet, don't judge them. All of them have a role to play. It is just that, along with the story, I would like you to make the use of this opportunity. If we can transform this Jatharagni into Chittagni, Chittagni into Bhutagni. The beauty of having Bhutagni in you is, if you are on Bhutagni, on an elemental fire, you don't have to light a lamp in your life, you don't have to do a yajna or a homa, you don't have to worship, you don't have to enter a temple. I'm not saying you should not, I'm saying you need not. Because once the elemental fire is on, your existence itself